Watch who?
Hello, and welcome to the To Watch Who podcast. I'm Mark.
I'm Sarah.
And I'm a Doctor Who fan.
And I'm, well, we were going to discuss this.
Well, you are watching for the very first time these episodes. You're new to Who. I can't believe you didn't say that. What?
Yeah, we talked about this, though. We're having like a drama.
Well, you said,
an on-air drama.
Well, you said, maybe you shouldn't say that you're new to Who because you're not new to Who.
I don't feel
But
like...
you are new to Who because you're watching these episodes for the first time, so...
I know. So, okay, people, give us your feedback on this. I feel now that because I'm getting context, I've got reference points. That's what it is. It's having reference points to things. So now I can be like, well, Barbara would do this, or Ian and Susan, or, I have things to compare it against. Whereas previously that was never the case. It was just nothing. It was flat.
But but you don't know what's coming up, so you are watching and commenting as you find.
Yeah.
That's the concept of the podcast.
I know, but I feel like I need to think.
Well, I think you're new to Who. And we're not even a quarter. We're not even a quarter of a quarter. We're on the first Doctor of 13, but let's not even get into the numberings. So you can't start this now. Maybe we'll get into a few more Doctors and then you might be able to say that you're more informed, but...
Okay, well...
We're still on the first Doctor.
I'm having, I have things to reference to. I feel like I'm more informed as... The thing is as well, right? We're on it now. So we're off. So the thing is as well, I've realised, because this comes up, you do a podcast. Oh, that's interesting. What is it? And I go, my friend watches Doctor Who, he's a big fan. I am not. That's his, kind of the big spiel of it. Like, oh, that's so, cool and, whatever. I'm like, yeah. And then I start talking about it and they're like, oh, so you must be a fan by now. And I'm like, no, I know a lot about Doctor Who. The first 3 seasons now, I know a lot of information. Wouldn't call myself a fan.
Well, no, just because you've watched it doesn't mean you're a fan.
No, but I have a lot of useless information.
But you're commenting and you can comment with authority because you know.
Yeah, completely.
Yeah.
I feel like a Twitter warrior sometimes with it. But that also makes me think, but then because of that, because I have this knowledge now, Mark, that I never had before, am I that new to it? Is it that new? Am I and it made me feel like, oh, but am I really experiencing this for the first time? I'm having a crisis, guys. You're just going to have to, for a few weeks now, you're just going to have to accept that this intro, it's not going to be as long as this one.
No.
How long's this one been, Mark?
Yeah, 7 minutes now, so can we...
Wrap it up.
I might edit some of this out, so...
But the toe is dipped, whether I want it to be or not.
Let's say for now, we won't say you're new to Who, we'll say you are watching these episodes for the first time.
Yeah.
We won't say new to Who. There we are.
It's not as catchy, sure.
Yeah.
We don't get to sing Madonna, but that's fine.
Anyway, so last week we did the massacre.
Yeah.
And out of all of them, if I was going to say you were going to fall asleep in one of these stories, I would have put a lot of money on it being the massacre.
Oh, it's a good job you're not a betting man, isn't it?
And we watched the whole thing. I'm still surprised.
I think I am too.
There's a lot of massacre talk at the moment.
Why?
Because it's just come out on vinyl as we're recording this. It came out last week.
Yeah.
And I just see on Twitter a lot, everybody seems to be rediscovering it as well. So now is a really good time to be listening to the massacre. It really does.
Get into the massacre.
Really. And I am, this is the first time I've enjoyed it as well. So if I was going to put any money on me falling asleep in any of them, it would have been the massacre. So
can I be completely honest with you? I cannot remember any of the story right now.
No, okay.
Can you remind me and it'll come back to me?
Stephen and Anne.
Stephen
Gaston. Nicholas.
Oh, Okay, I'm with it. See, Anne, completely...
The barmaid one.
Yeah. She's nothing, Mark. Like, you need to get over these side characters.
Well, speaking of which, I just want to mention Edith a minute.
Oh, my God.
Because...
But she died a death.
On Twitter, Uncommon Pilgrim sent us a picture of the Doctor and Edith in the TARDIS. How amazing is that? It's my background on my iPad.
Woo!
So and we had a lot of Edith chat going on. So
much Edith chat.
Loads of everybody loves Edith.
No, they don't. You love Edith, and you've started some weird trend.
But I'd be quite interested because we record quite a few episodes in advance.
Yeah,
I'm hoping there's been some Anne chat by this point. So. Don't let me down, everybody.
You said Anne. That had gone Anne.
Anne Chaplet. There we go. No. Anyway. And at the end of the massacre, we met new companion Dodo.
Yes.
Which I am very excited about.
Where's the telephone?
What did you say?
The telephone. I've got to ring up.
Oh, pull yourself together, child. I think you've made a mistake.
Who's Katerina?
Well, exactly.
So I just want to start off talking about Dodo a minute because I remember I found in 2012...
Yeah.
When did Twitter start? Maybe 2010? Around that time?
11, yeah, it's around then, yeah.
I made a Twitter account in 2012 at Dodo Chaplet.
No.
So this was before I used Twitter properly or anything. And there's 3 tweets at Dodo Chaplet because I forgot the password. I'm locked out of this account. So I don't know how I registered. I made it and then I forgot about it. And now, so I can't get back in. So there's
you can reset it.
I don't know what email address I used to set it up or anything.
Oh, Mark.
This was 2012. So I've got the name. If you go on Twitter and find at Dodo Chaplet, there's 5 followers. This was way back.
Are we one of them?
No. I've just searched for this thing. I can't log in or do anything. So I just wanted to read you the 3 tweets that I tweeted as Dodo.
Hilarious.
Okay.
Here we go.
Which I don't think were appreciated at the time. So the first one.
I'm going to retweet them for you.
Dodo Chaplet. At Whipsnade Zoo! ! Tweet number 2. Went to find the team room. Turns out I'm in space. No. And then this must have been a thing. And then it's hashtag I want to give a shout out to Monoid 1. Wow. Anyway, so that so there is a Dodo Chaplet. If you see a Dodo Chaplet account, that was me years ago. So we're on to the arc this week.
But so based on that though, you're a big Dodo fan, I'm guessing.
She's a controversial character.
Yeah.
I like her. I don't think she's...
What made you go, I'm going to set up a Dodo account?
Because I thought it'd be funny.
Okay.
And it obviously wasn't.
Classic 2012.
2012. I don't know, Dodo's just one of those characters. She's a bit of a Katerina, in a way, in that people don't...
Okay.
No, that's not giving anything away or anything. It's not. I'm not saying, like, anything happens to her, but she's not a liked... I don't think we've had... I don't know, she's not...
No, hang on a minute. The reason I don't think Katerina is because she doesn't do anything. So if a Dodo doesn't do anything, I felt like Dodo had more of an impact in this story than... I
like her. I think I'm just talking about fans generally.
Yeah.
She's maybe not the most...
She's annoying.
Liked character.
Yeah.
Liked companion.
Yeah, she's annoying. But in terms of, like, her as a character and setting it, like, she's in there, which is my biggest grievance with what I did with Stephen.
Yes. Yeah. Well, okay. Well, we'll start that. I just want to say... we're already starting. Here we go.
Woo, we're off.
So
Strap in, we're off.
Here we go. So just to say, so this came out on video in February 1999, and I bought the VHS at the time.
Aww.
And this is our first full existing story of season 3.
Crazy, that, isn't it? We don't count the thingy one, do we?
Well, I didn't count Mission to the Unknown because it's a new one. So when this came out on video, I hadn't seen Dodo or knew anything about her.
Yeah.
And it was really one of the only ones that, you know, exists. So when I first watched this, the Doctor, Dodo, and Stephen was a team that I was like, what is this? So I found it quite refreshing, and I like this story. Maybe not a fan favourite.
Yeah.
I
loved it.
But yeah, I really liked it at the time. I remember getting the video, watching it, and thinking, yeah, this is great. And
I loved it in a whole COVID situation.
Yes, well, okay. Well, let's just go straight in. Let's go. Okay, you're raring to go. Okay.
You've got the brake on. I've got my foot down.
Okay, let's go. So episode
Handbrakes
1.
off, here we go.
Episode 1. We have another jungle.
Of course. Love a jungle.
And Dodo is straight in. Like you said with Stephen. Stephen in the Time Meddler saying, "Oh, I don't believe you."
Yeah.
And there's Vicky explaining everything. It's now Stephen's turn.
Yeah.
But it's not done in the same way. It's done in quite a fun way because she's just going with it. When she stepped on the TARDIS in the massacre, she wasn't phased.
Yeah.
And she's still not phased.
Yeah.
And she's just off, isn't she?
Yeah. But it's just handled really well. It's done in a way that they accept she doesn't know this and she doesn't understand it, because she says, like, well, obviously we're still in Earth. And, later on when they come back and she goes, well, we were just here. They accept that that's what she understands, and they don't challenge it in the same way. But maybe that's her character.
I mean, just where do you think you are?
Ah, bet you thought you caught me, didn't you? Bet you thought I didn't know. Well, I do.
You do?
When she finds out they're on a spaceship and she meets the Monoids and she meets nothing.
No.
Nothing. I mean, even Vicky would have been scared and actually the Doctor isn't bothered. She's out on the TARDIS on her own first.
Yeah, she runs out of there.
And then it's Stephen saying, hang on. And then the Doctor's not even bothered. If you go back a couple of stories, remember the Mythmakers, he wouldn't let Stephen and Vicky out. He was like, Vicky, stay in here and look after yourself. Why is it suddenly she's off running around and he's just...
I think that is a bigger concern about the Doctor than it is about... like, the Doctor is useless. So, this story, to be fair, he's pretty good.
He's in this story more.
He's in this story, and he has a role in this story, and he's pretty good. And I'm guessing because maybe it's her first full story, so he actually has, maybe he feels like he's got something to do more. I don't know. But he's good in this. He's good.
She settles in quickly. She settles in more quickly than any companion so far.
Completely.
After episode 1, you forget that it's her first story, proper
completely.
story.
Yeah, I genuinely did. I was like, where my grievance with Stephen for all those episodes have been, I just don't know who he is or what he's about. I pretty much know what she's about, and it's very simple. She's not a complicated character. She's just out for fun, exploring. Very similar to Vicky in a way, in that she's young and wants the adventure and the fun, and she's not phased. And that's it. That is pretty much it.
She's supposed to be about 16.
Oh, that's a load of bollocks, isn't it? I'm sorry. I said to you, I was like, her bags are bigger than mine under her eyes, lover. Early morning shots. But, yeah, no, she shouldn't pass for 16, but, I'll give her a 20s. Not 16, love, but, yeah.
I'm always disturbed by the very opening shot where there's a lizard and then someone off camera throws a toucan or whatever on top of it. I'm like, animal cruelty. Yeah, but it's animal cruelty. They've hired out. London Zoo has come to the studio. They've said, we'll have one of these, we'll have one of these. Can we just film it? And then...
If you mute that, literally nothing happens.
No, but
it sounds worse.
But its claws go on top of the lizard.
It sounds worse. It's like in the literally nothing happens. Nothing happens, love.
I mean, I don't think it was intentional.
Nothing happens. Nothing happens. We're gonna wait till listeners, wait till we get to the elephant. Then you're gonna hear me about argue.
Well, there is So, really impressive set. Someone's got a crane shot for this. Someone's hired out a crane because we've got all these amazing shots.
Shots are amazing. They've really taken advantage of the crane.
But it just gives them, because all the jungles we've had some great jungles. Even just season 3, but
so many jungles.
Kemble was great with going through, but you've never had that height before.
No.
Even Susan running in the Daleks, you never had the height.
No.
and it just makes it look so much more impressive. And just, I know it's supposed to be on a spaceship, but you just feel you feel the space, and you feel them looking up because it's called the Steel Sky, so it's supposed to be the top of the spaceship. But amazing, really good. And then they carry that crane shot on for the rest of the story.
That's cool. I mean, they got a crane, so go for it. Bring in the crane.
Just, can we do a clothes watch a minute because of Dodo's outfit?
Oh yeah. What was that?
I mean, we thought Vicky wore some stuff. I have a theory about Dodo's outfit, which I've just just come to me.
Go for it.
Because the doctor said, "Where did you get that from? You've been going through my wardrobe.
Yeah.
Where do you think we are, like the Crusades or something?" I think that outfit was got by Vicky and the doctor in the market in the in the Crusades, where the clothes guy made Vicky from the girl to the boy.
Oh yeah.
I reckon that's one of Vicky's spares from the Crusades.
Probably, yes.
And that's where it's come from.
So I really enjoy that she's basically gone into a costume thing and been like, yeah, I'm going to wear this. Love that idea. She's obviously just gone into the costume.
Yeah, she's just not wasted any time. She's just straight in. I mean, how long did Ian and Barbara spend in their school teacher outfits for the first... I know it was like non-stop radiation and Daleks and stuff, but if that was Dodo, she'd be like... She'd have got changed in the Edge of Destruction.
Yeah.
You wouldn't get her in a black shroud. No.
So, yeah, exactly.
And she brings the fun already after we've had the massacre and the Daleks' master plan. It just feels refreshing.
It needed something. It needed that change, that shift, that energy. Like, it was needed. I've nothing bad to say. Like, it.
Right.
I
didn't know how you would take it. I thought it would go either way with you.
As a character, I think, like, her voice has changed. Like, you mentioned that to me. You went, "Oh, I think she's getting posh." I went, "Yeah." When you said that, I was like, I can hear that.
That was an actual thing. Like, I think in the massacre she was very Cockney, and then like the upper BBC was like, you can't have her regularly talking like that.
It was really annoying. I was like, oh yeah, I can't be dealing with that for like.
Maybe they saw that episode and was like, send a memo quick.
Yeah,
just
like, cannot be talking like that all the time.
So it slowly goes out, and then by the next story, it's
because that's obviously why is that we're going to get you talking proper.
And yes, and there is that line. Yes, I made a note of that where he says,
"Now, once this crisis is over, I'm going to teach you to speak English."
I wonder if that was written in to try and explain.
Probably.
If they thought about it that much, maybe they didn't.
Probably. I mean, you've got to sort of explain something that this person's going to be slightly different. Yeah, there must be. You can't just have someone introducing one. I mean, they are literally two extremes. Because by the end, I can deal with her talking.
Yeah.
Whereas that one, I was like, oh my gosh, no, I could not be like, it was so annoying. But I really enjoyed like her scenes with when it was the three of them. I enjoyed their chemistry all together, and I thought it worked really well.
The chemistry with Stephen and Dodo is so different to Vicky and Stephen. Stephen's looking out for her like she's more of a child.
Yeah.
A tearaway child type. Yes. Whereas Vicky was more equal to Stephen, but she like there was a bit where Dodo runs up the ladder and Stephen's like, get down, come down there. It's that kind of relationship.
Yeah, but he also, I think, in like a kind of like a unruly child that's not yours.
Yeah.
You know, when it's someone else's kid, it's like, oh, yeah, they're really annoying.
Yeah.
Like a teenage, like annoying kid, like get down.
She's sort of like a half between Susan and Vicky. She's like got that independence, and she can stand up against people because she has a go at the Monoid of Vicky, but also a bit of the tearaway will get into trouble of Susan, but without the annoying screaming.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
It's a good combination.
It is a really good combination. Yeah. No, it works really well, and I think it's nice. I've nothing bad to say. Like so far.
Yeah.
Like it grew, and she wasn't. You just knew who she was. She knew who she was as a character straight away. You could tell that, which I think helped. I think like she just came in, she knew who she was, and she just went straight in, and this is what it is. And I think in terms of her story as well, she was quite instrumental in this story, which I think helped.
Yes.
Like basically this story happened because of her.
Yeah, yeah.
They all got the common cold, and it was her fault.
It was, yeah.
Like,
it's a great idea for a story. It's perfect.
It's a perfect idea for a story, and it's her fault. What a great introduction story for this character. It's your fault. Something so simple that's beyond your own control in a way, and you're part of this, but you're not. She's still learning stuff because she hasn't got that much to bring. She's still learning about how things work, the politics of it all that sort of stuff.
So they see the monoids. That shot where they all stand up. So you got the Dr. Dodo and Stephen, and they come out, and then all the monoids suddenly just appear around them. I don't know if you remember that shot. They're just before they're captured, as it were.
Because the camera, the crane.
Yeah. They're all they're sort of in the background, and you don't really see them. They're all crouching down, and suddenly they all stand up around them.
Yeah.
That moment, I remember first watching that. I didn't see the monoids, and that made me jump. That was a censor right at the window moment for me.
Yeah.
That was a moment when I first saw that. And when you see that shot of the monoid first, and it looks round with the eye thing, that is we've not seen anything like that.
No. Again, costume-wise, I think it's a great costume. I think, we talked about this a little bit. My big grievance with a lot of the Doctor Who things is that they're shit. This one's not. I
don't know. I thought you'd think they were like the Sensorites. I thought,
but I like the Sensorites.
Yeah, I know.
I do like the Sensorites in a funny way, and they're very Sensorite-y. But it's clever in that it's not just like a fucking butterfly thing or whatever.
I suppose the only thing with the monoids is when they do speak later on, you don't have the mouth, the movement, and you end up with another classic Doctor Who thing: object standing, moving, with a voice somewhere else.
Slow speech.
That's the only thing. Obviously, they've got their eyes in their mouths, so they can't speak. But
we were like, is it in their mouth?
That's the thing, because they move, because their eyes move around. All I can think of is they've got the ball in their mouth and they're using it with their tongue. They're going like that with their tongue. How else do they do it? But they can't do that if the actors are actually speaking in the costume.
I reckon it's the same as the Daleks. I reckon there's separate voices.
I don't know.
I reckon there is. That's why, sometimes when they were missing their cues, that's why they'd suddenly be, oh yeah, it's me. I'm that person.
I don't know. They seem to be quite in sync.
I don't know. It's
mystery. It is a mystery.
But isn't that great? What a great costume that it has you thinking like that. How have they done that? Even now we're thinking, how have they done that?
Yeah, 50 years later.
50 years later, we are still thinking someone will tell us, I'm sure. But that's great.
I'm glad you like them. I'm really surprised. I wasn't sure that you would.
Yeah, but I agree. When they first came on, you saw that I went, ooh, freaky. It's great.
And I suppose it's the first monster we've seen properly on film in this season. We haven't seen anything. Maybe that made a difference. We're actually watching stuff.
But it was a proper monster as well.
We haven't really had that.
No,
I mean, we had the Daleks, didn't we, a lot? And
we had the thing in with the.
The thing in the what?
In the tubes.
The thing in the tubes?
With the machines and the...
Thing in the tubes with the machines. What, this season?
Yeah, and the women.
Oh, yeah, Galaxy 4. Oh, the Rills.
The Rills.
And the Chumblies.
Yeah, Chumblies.
Chumblies and the Rills. The thing in the thing was the Rills. The Rills is our last monster, properly.
Yeah, I can't think of any...
Daleks Monster Planet, well, obviously delegates and stuff, but...
They don't, yeah.
Not a monster.
No.
So it's nice to get back to that.
Yeah. So the Rills are literally the only one that I couldn't even remember the Chumblies.
So we meet the humans as well.
Yeah.
Oh, a clothes watch again, I'm sorry.
Mark loves a clothes watch. First thing you spoke
again, no trousers. Why does everybody in the future not wear trousers and wear bits of string?
Here's my thought, right? I think it's global warming. It's just so hot. And they knew in the 60s, it's going to get hot in the future. People ain't wearing clothes.
Maybe Altos dropped by and was like, hey guys.
Hey guys. And they're like, great fashion.
Yeah, great. Let's all take our trousers off. But it's just these bits.
Is that a Keys and Mariners reference?
Yeah. Inspired by the Keys and Mariners, and it did remind me a bit of the Keys and Mariners and a bit of the Sensorites.
Yeah.
This whole civilization.
Yes, very much. I think it's more the costume department started making costumes and they're like, and here's another 30 extras.
Yeah, I
and they're
know.
going, oh shit, we have not got enough.
And you've got
Okay,
all those kids lined up wearing their...
no inside, it's just the outsides, guys. Bring good underwear.
I know.
Okay.
What's her name? You could see her bra.
Yeah,
Oh,
that's it.
It was, yeah.
I reckon it was like a costume budget thing as well. I reckon it was like, because there were so many extras.
There was a lot. And you've got all the Monoid costumes as well. There was a lot of Monoids.
There was a lot of monos. And it wasn't like they had the same lot for 4 episodes.
No, that's true, yeah.
Because you
had
only
to change
have them for
everyone.
2. They all die because it's 700 years later. They're all dead. They is gone. Got a whole new lot of the same amount of people.
Yeah.
So
But they saved on the set because it's the same set each
same
time.
set, yeah. So bonus.
Someone did a really good budget on this show.
You're just gonna have to have a lot of people.
So what did you think of the characters that we meet? So we meet the commander.
Yeah. Which one's he? Is
Like
he the old guy?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
The commander. He's great.
He's funny.
And we've got Zentos.
Yeah.
He was the one that was suspicious of them, that was like sent them to court.
Yeah. Classic.
You need a bit of a baddie in that.
You do,
in that scenario.
and you always need to get sent to court in these things. That's
Yeah.
that's the Keys of Marinus thing, isn't it?
Yeah.
Got sent to court.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Millennium, I think her name was. I thought it was Miriam, but it's.
Let's call her Miriam.
It sounded like Miriam.
Let's go
I've
with Miriam.
always thought it was Miriam until today when I watched this.
Let's go with Miriam.
And I looked it up. So they're not really, like you say, they're only in 2 episodes, so you don't build up so much of a relationship. And the Doctor and Dodo and
Unless you're
Stephen are all
Dodo.
locked
Dodo
up.
did.
Dodo's very relaxed around them.
Yeah.
It's very quick, isn't it? Because you just got the 2 to establish everything and sort it all out, and then you move on to the next 2.
Yeah.
So you don't get to know them that much, but they're good enough.
None of it mattered though, really. Like it didn't. The whole like what we're going to refer to as COVID, but it wasn't. But like the common cold, but it was very much like they've brought it in.
Yeah.
We were like, ooh, like it was really weird watching it. There's things like that watching right now that I find really strange to watch. Did you watch the Salisbury?
Oh no, no, I haven't seen
The
that
thing.
yet.
It was
No.
the 3-parter on. I think it was on ITV.
No.
That was really strange to watch because it was the Russian spy thing and it was the poisoning.
Yeah.
The poisonings. And so that basically, Salisbury was put in that complete lockdown and you had to clean everything. I was like, oh, it's really weird watching this because obviously when they did all this, they didn't know we were going to be in a lockdown and we were going to be frantically cleaning all the time. Very extreme circumstance. But, here we are in a lockdown watching this about a lockdown, making everything clean and stuff, That was another experience. Here's one now, watching a Doctor Who episode about an illness that comes onto something, spreads like wildfire and people start dying. And there was a line in it and they said something about, what was it they said? He said like, when the old man, the commander was like, she said something like, what will happen to my father or something? He went, he will probably die. Something like that.
Yeah.
And I was like, God, this is very like...
Yeah,
very
it's strange.
telling.
And it's I suppose it's what sci-fi does, doesn't it? It reflects reality or things that could possibly happen.
Yeah. It was very, very
But obviously
weird.
back then, back then it was sci-fi.
Yeah.
And now, if you think we're living in it,
If we'd have watched...
we are living in the Ark.
We are living in the Ark. God. If we'd have watched this a year ago, we'd have had a very different response, I think.
we would.
don't think we would have been I don't think I'd have been as into it. But I was like fascinated because I was like, I feel like I'm living it right now.
Yeah. Avoid all the dodos out there, everybody.
If you see a dodo cross the street, don't.
If you see someone in like black and white tunic from the Crusades.
No, don't avoid tunic people. No.
It all gets cleared up quite quickly, doesn't it?
Yeah, I said to you, I was like, that's too easy.
Stephen has a good courtroom scene.
Yeah.
It's interesting it's Stephen that goes off to argue and not the Doctor.
Yeah.
Stephen, again, takes a big chunk of the action, and off we go. And what were you thinking when they cleared it all up and it was episode 2?
I was like, I was like, something's gone wrong. I was like, something's gone wrong because that was too easy. I didn't expect that they'd come back and it would be 700. I just didn't know. I just thought, something's not right.
Yeah.
That's all.
And they've got their little car.
Yeah.
The little cars that go through the studio. Obviously, like, they look like the things that move the set around in the studio.
Yeah. I said to you, if you were in, like, Hollywood and you were on, like, a set tour, that sort of thing.
Yeah.
Like, here we are at Hollywood.
Okay.
So, yeah.
So before we move on 700 years later...
Yeah.
This elephant, right?
Oh, my gosh, it's an elephant.
So it's a real elephant.
It's not a real elephant.
There's a real elephant at the beginning, and then there's a shot where the Monoid is feeding the elephant, like, hay. And you say it's not real. It's real. It is
It's not a real elephant. I swear down, Mark, that is not a real elephant.
I know it doesn't look particularly real, but it is a real elephant.
It's not real. It doesn't
They're real
move.
animals. They are. It does. It's lying down. It's lying down, and the Monoid is feeding it.
Its eye doesn't even look real.
I don't know. Maybe they've put something on it.
Well, what are they doing to these animals? So
Well,
what
I
are London
know.
Zoo doing to these
I
animals that
know.
you're bringing in?
I
No,
know.
that's not a real elephant.
And there's one at the
Its
beginning,
joints don't
though.
look
It's a real one at the beginning.
Yeah, that's fine. I'll give you that because most of the time we think it's documentary footage.
No, but they were there with it. They were there with it. There was a shot, and they saw, and they patted it.
Okay, that was not a real elephant. I swear, like, someone can tell me on Mark, right or wrong, but that was not a real elephant. We stopped, rewound, we argued about that a lot. That was not a real elephant.
Well, I think it is. Because they've got an elephant there, why not use it? They're not going to hire a real elephant.
I don't think that was a real elephant, like, in the studio.
It was. It was.
I thought that was archive footage.
No, because they walk up to it and Dodo pats it on their trunk. There's like one shot where they walk up to it and
no,
they
I don't
pat
think
it.
there's a real elephant in the studio. I think that's all. I don't think there's a real elephant. There is no way there is a real elephant. There is no way they've brought a real elephant for a day, you're right. So that is not a real elephant.
No, it is.
It's not.
Okay, there is a real elephant at the beginning, and then you're saying...
Show me your proof, and I will go, yes, Mark, but that is not a real elephant. It doesn't look like a real elephant.
You're talking about the shot where they're feeding it, and the Monoid is with the elephant, yeah?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. In the middle, like...
Yeah, there's like a close-up of an elephant because it's ill, because it's got the virus, and they're all... Yeah.
It's got the common cold,
It's got the cold. Everything's got the cold.
Yeah.
It's a real elephant.
It's not.
Okay, right.
We have to agree to disagree.
Okay,
this is
fine.
like...
Okay, fine.
Honestly, me and Mark get along so well,
Okay.
apart from when it comes to elephants.
Okay.
And
Well, we shall see
and my
next week
title.
when everyone gets in touch with us and says it's a real elephant, okay?
Or not. I just think it's a really good robotic. Like,
They wouldn't have it back then. They can't do a Monoid without a zip.
a robotic. Yeah, I don't think it's a real elephant.
Okay.
Right. Also, hang on. They did stuff like Planet of the Apes and shit like that in these.
They haven't done it yet.
Have they
haven't. No.
When are we doing Star Wars?
What Star Wars is about 10 years from now.
Oh, I don't watch Star Wars, so. Again, I've never watched Star Wars.
We're only in 64. We're like 65, coming on to 66. We're not that far.
Okay. I just don't think it's a real elephant.
Anyway,
we'll find out. Someone will tell us.
Right, let's go 700 years in the future. There we go.
Yeah.
So they come back, and the Monoids have taken over.
Yeah.
I really like the first 2 episodes. This is where it slows down a bit because the Monoids speak, and then that is the problem, I think, isn't it?
In a short while, Refusis will be ours. We will land there. We will create a Monoid world.
Yeah. So, hang on. Just going before that, I can't remember whether it was... Oh, no, it must have been going into the 3rd episode when they're showing that statue.
Yes.
That was great.
The statue is amazing.
The statue, you have so many references of that statue. I was not expecting that.
Yes, great cliffhanger, yeah.
That was a great cliffhanger. And it was like, what has happened here? You know, something big has happened. That was great. I really like that moment.
I don't know why. They should have made that. You should be able to buy a Monoid statue like that.
That should be.
Doctor Who merch. Somebody needs to make that.
That should be our Doska.
Yes, that's like a Doska, yes. Someone should make that. I'm surprised they haven't made that.
That's our Doska, though. That is a Doska.
It literally is.
That is a Doska.
Monoid Doska, yeah.
Yeah.
It's a great statue. I wonder if someone's still got that somewhere. Maybe they have.
Props.
That'd be cool.
Yeah.
So then the Monoids with their numbers and all the talking.
One, why do the Doctor Who villains have to talk so slow? Mark.
Is it the school of Web Planet acting?
Maybe.
I'm trying to be an alien. I think it's just shorthand for alien. It really is.
It's really annoying. And I said to you because I went to get some water, so I was away from the screen but listening, and that's when it really I realised just how slow they were speaking. It was
You've reminded me you can get this one on CD as well if you want the soundtrack. They've done the soundtrack of this.
Because when you hear everyone else, you hear the Doctor, you hear Dodo and Stephen and everyone else, and it's just when they're talking with each other. Yeah.
It's maybe because it is, again, it's a bit like when the Daleks talk to each other, isn't it?
But that makes me think. That's why I think either it's pre-recorded, so it gives them time to be able to, as actors,
there's lots of hand gestures, isn't there? Especially from Monoid 1. He loves a bit of a wave.
Oh my gosh. I said to you, if that was muted, some of those hand gestures would be so street, booyah! It's there are some amazing hand gestures going on. I reckon that it's all pre-recorded.
I don't know.
And that's why it's slow, so that they can, they're sort of responding to what's being said rather than... Because if I'm talking like this, so blah, 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 and I'm talking, and it's really hard to, act to what you're hearing, whereas if something's slowed down, I have more time to act and respond to what I'm hearing.
But if it is actors off screen and they are reacting, they're doing it quite well because you don't notice that they don't go out of sync or anything.
But they're doing it so slow, of course they're not.
But then, I don't think they are, but then maybe that doesn't explain the eye movement if they're using their tongue. I can't think of how else they would do it. And I don't think they would have had mics.
No.
The technology to have the mics in the costumes.
No, because it'd pick up on the costume.
So maybe it was then.
I reckon it's either pre-recorded or it is someone off screen. And they're saying it off screen and people are acting to it. Or it's someone speaking and actors are reacting.
But the weird thing on the credits, the Monoids are just the one actor. Oh, no, here we go. Oh. Yeah. Monoid 1, Monoid voices are credited differently.
There you go. There you go. Oh.
Yes.
Boom.
I don't know. When I was watching it, I was imagining them in the costumes saying it.
Yeah, there you go. That's good Monoid acting.
They're very good Monoid acting.
Well done, Monoid actors.
Those Monoids need a Monoid Doska.
I can see a new category for costume acting now.
Wow. Yeah.
We should have that might be a category this time, costume acting. We've had a lot of costumes this season so far.
Yeah, okay.
If you think of all the delegates, for example.
Oh, gosh.
So, yeah. But no, some really good...
So then the Monoids have taken over.
Yeah.
And all the humans are in the security kitchen.
Yeah.
I'd love to work in the security kitchen. You just plop a pill in every day and some water, and there you go. There's your potatoes. Easy cooking.
That is so
that's
you.
Some chicken.
That is so you. I'd love to work in there. You'd be a slave.
Yeah. Well, they're not what are they doing? And
what are they doing?
But they're making all this food. The Monoids don't have mouths, and there's a shot where they bring the Monoid the food, and then it just goes off camera, just as he's about to put it in his little voice boxy thing.
Yeah.
Did you see that? And they bring him a glass of wine and everything, and the glass of wine, and then the next shot is all empty, and there's a chicken bone.
Yeah, we miss
I want to see a Monoid eat. That's all I want to see.
Many things we want to see. I really want to learn Monoid sign language.
Yeah, in the first two, yeah.
That first one is definitely the very first. What was it like? The whole trial, and they went, "Are you happy with that? Do you agree or something?" This whole trial, he did something like that. One sign. That was it. And I was like, that is supposed to summarise this entire trial. And that is a sign for something, like in sign language. Whatever that was, that is an actual sign. So I can't remember what it is, though. It's something like...
Yeah, I know what you mean. It's just
a
waving your
letter.
hand. Yeah.
It's a letter.
Yeah.
Anyway, so that... I want to learn Monoid sign language, because some of that is brilliant. And I love the idea of someone like, I'm just going to do some signs at you, like, and... like, shake your... Like,
Yeah.
It's brilliant. I don't want to work in the kitchen. No, I'll work in the kitchen because I don't want to... No. Actually, no.
I'd rather work in the kitchen than be that collaborator guy.
Well, no, I'll be a collaborator, but I want to be like a secret collaborator, you know. Where...
So you'd have to pretend to work in the kitchen.
No.
Oh.
No, they call him a collaborator because he collaborated with the...
Right, okay, yeah.
So he's basically like on their side, the
Monoid side,
sides.
Yeah.
I would be like them because then I get to like not be in a kitchen and I get to hear what's going on.
Yes.
I want all the secrets.
I'll just work in the kitchen, it's fine. I'll make my potatoes and chicken. I'll sleep on that little bed thing. I'll be fine. I'll wait for Stephen to come along and help.
I will learn
release
how
us
they
all.
eat.
Yeah.
I want to learn how they eat.
Yeah. I'll be like, here's the potatoes. Tell me how they eat them.
And I'll be like, bitch, please, no. Give us that wine.
So the Doctor and Dodo go down to Refusis.
Yeah.
Another planet. The planet looks a bit like the one from Galaxy 4. A little bit. I think it might be the same background. And I don't know, did you notice, again, this is another thing I've never noticed before, the plants on Refusis are sort of like that cotton woolly stuff.
Yes.
Do you think that's the Varga cotton wool from Mission to the Unknown?
Oh, I did, yes.
That they've just taken apart and just hung back up.
I
It
did
looked
think
like
that, yeah.
a bit of Varga plant there that they've reused, I
Classic.
think.
Bit of recycling.
So, yeah. My favourite bit of this episode was when Dodo shouts at the Monoid.
What do you mean? Are you up to something?
No.
No, but you gave yourself away, didn't you? I've got a feeling when the time comes, you're not going to bring the Guardians down here at all. Is that it?
But they promised.
I don't care. I'm right, aren't I?
Oh,
And she's
okay.
proper like, are you up to something? Like, you are, aren't you? She proper tells, like, that's what I like about Dodo, though. Like,
Yeah.
she just has a massive go at this Monoid, and the Monoid's like,
It was so awkward. It was so awkward. It was, that was a really weird scene.
Because she was like, yeah, are you up to something? He's like, no.
It was
And
such
she's like, you what? Like, it's like, talking like it's a child.
like it's a child. It was such a weird
great.
scene.
It's great. The
Such a
Refusions
weird
are
scene.
invisible, but whoever does the budget again, aliens need to be invisible.
Yeah. Or costume maybe were like.
Costume were like, yeah, make them invisible.
And invisible.
I was a little bit disappointed with the Refusions house
But why?
because, like, the human race has travelled 700 years across all these generations,
Yeah.
and they end up, like, where did the Monoids, not the Monoids, sorry, where did the Refusions, why is their house like a human house, like Victorian furniture and stuff?
It's grand.
And it's like the other side of the universe where these humans are travelling to. Why? And did I miss the bit where they used to be human and they got wiped out or something happened and then that made them invisible? So why would they have all that furniture anyway when they're invisible? Or did I completely miss that they got that ready for them? No.
No, didn't get it ready for them. No.
Oh. So there was a vase, the vase of flowers?
Yeah.
So there was a vase with flowers and there was an identical vase empty on the table.
Yeah.
And the Monoid gets up and smashes it. I thought, do you think that was like like take one and then we've got a spare just in case? Take two.
I wonder whether one was like a glass, like a fake glass one. What is it?
Yeah.
And the other
Like
one wasn't.
Yeah, maybe that was it. Yeah, it just seemed a bit odd that there was just this. It just happened to be there, ready for him to throw on the floor. I love the spaceship stuff. Those spaceships look really comfy.
They did. They did. They're nice little white spaceship.
Yeah, the story doesn't really. just stretches the 4, I think, because the last 2, you're just waiting for them to find the bomb, and the Monoids just shoot each other all to death.
Actually, no.
Like, I don't know. Do you think?
I thought it was fine because we had the 2, and the 2 were nice. Like, they got there, found out about the whole flu thing. Then the next episode, they fix it and they leave. So that's your 2. They come back. They could not in one episode have come back, met those characters, and concluded that story in an episode. It needed to.
Yeah. And it's nice the Doctor and Dodo go off together.
Yeah, absolutely. This is what I needed.
They need to do that.
They needed
that.
it.
Yeah, we haven't had that since the Doctor and Vicky's time on however long that was. And Stephen's fine now. He's off on his own. He's doing his own thing. And
it was nice. I thought it was nice. I thought it worked fine. Like the slow bits were I keep want to call them the mechanoids, but they're not called the mechanoids. What are they called? Monoids. They were the slow bits because they talk slow.
Yeah.
And there's also, once you know what their plan is, there's nothing new to learn.
No,
that's the trouble.
I think that's what it is. You're just waiting for the conclusion.
Yeah.
There's not any more twists. Okay, the Refusions were invisible. That's interesting.
Yeah.
The Doctor and Dodo, the cliffhanger, the ship's blown up, we might have to stay here forever. It's not a great...
Yeah.
It's just filler of time, isn't it?
Yeah.
Until you're racing to get the bomb.
Yeah.
And the bomb's the statue, of course, which is great.
What would have been more interesting was to know that there was a bomb, but not know where the bomb was.
Yeah, because we found out as the audience quite early on.
Yeah.
Yes.
So if we'd have known, like, there's a bomb and it's hidden, and, like, if we'd have found out later, that almost would have been, like, building that excitement of, like, where's this bomb, where's this bomb? And then maybe in that second episode, it comes out where it is, and then that sort of will give us something. Whereas we knew everything. We already knew everything early on in that third episode. So we'll literally have 2 episodes of it being dragged out.
So the race against time wasn't as much of a race. It just happened quite quickly in the end. And the Refusion somehow just saved the day.
Yeah.
Yeah. And the humans that we meet that help out Stephen, they're all right. I didn't even make a note of their names. They're not going to win any Oscars. They're not... they're fine.
Her.
She was good.
Her.
Yeah, she was good. Yeah.
I liked her.
She was a bit like that guy. I thought that guy. So there was the other human, I can't remember his name. He was like, "Oh, you coming down to the planet with me?" And she's like, "No, I think I'll stay here with Stephen and help with the bomb." And he's like, "Thanks." and he's like, and the other guy's like, "Oh, okay, see you later." I think there was a bit of a thing going on there.
I know. He was hilarious in a bad way. You were like, "Oh, Sarah, he's just, he's given up." I'm like, "You can't give up." Like, what did Stephen... He said something like, "Oh, how do we get out of here?" He's like, "Oh, you just can't do anything. Just... Everything was just such an effort or a chore or a problem.
They've been in that kitchen for a long time.
That's what happens, Mark, when you work in the kitchen. When you were not working. So is she, Mark, and she was fine. She was like, let's get it.
A few people got killed. The collaborator guy got killed. Yeah. But he was not a baddie, but he wanted to go. I'm glad he needed to go because
he was a Katarina. He needed to go.
Yeah. The Monoids just killed each other.
Yeah. It worked out well.
Which was a bit... it wasn't exactly an epic battle, was it?
They can hardly move.
They couldn't run. They could not run. Yeah. They shot and then they wobbled across the screen.
Pretty much.
And then we leave the humans to live happily on Refusion with what's left on the old ark.
Mechanoid.
Yeah.
Not mechanoids.
Monoids. With the monoids, yeah.
Because they have to be friends.
Yeah. And there's a sort of moral ending, wasn't there, of everyone needs to get on and...
Yeah.
Which is nice.
I feel like the Coca-Cola song had come on at that point. What's that? What's it go like?
Holidays are coming. Teach the world to sing.
To sing in perfect harmony.
Yeah. That's all they're going to do on Refusis.
Yeah.
They're just all going to sit round in their curtains.
Yeah, and the mechanoid thing holding their thing.
Monoids.
Monoids. That's it. Mechanoid, mono, whatever they are. Like 5 notes behind everyone else because they talk that slow. Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, I'm really glad you enjoyed this one. It's
been good.
Nice.
It was a good one.
Good.
And then the Doctor disappeared.
So we have we're back.
Amazing.
It shows we're back to normal now because we're going straight into the next story. Dodo and Stephen get changed.
Oh yeah.
Can we just have another clothes watch moment here?
That was all. That jumper.
Because I've seen Stephen in that stripy jumper thing before. I know that he wears that, but that's the thing of watching it in order. He's just been in these shirts and ties and nothing spacey or out there at all. And then actually seeing Stephen suddenly in that stripy thing after all this time, after wearing dark grey and black, it was a bit of a shock. It was a bit of a shock.
It's literally like they've gone, Dodo, smash, okay, and Stephen's gone like, whoa, what's going on here?
Yeah.
It's like some 60s flower powers
it's suddenly Stephen has gone 60s because Dodo's then in another outfit already.
Yeah.
You can tell we're on different times now when, Barbara had to have her cardigan every week. There was no way that Susan and Barbara ever changed their clothes very much.
How long did Ian have that coat on? There was one time where he had one outfit.
Yeah.
From one of the things for 3 episodes.
His teacher outfit, yeah.
No, he had a historical one on for 3 weeks.
His Marco Polo thing. Yeah. His kimono thing, yeah.
For 3 weeks.
That's out the window now. They were getting even Stephen's getting in on it now.
Yeah.
But no, it just was a bit of the visuals of Stephen suddenly in that outfit really did shock me at the end. No, it was. And then there's Dodo spinning around in a 60s outfit as well.
Yeah, trying to be 16. Get away, love.
Poor Dodo.
I love her. She ain't 16, all right? Whoever she's told us she's 16, she had a good fib. She can have 19, 20. I'll give her 20, okay? She'll be 19, 20.
But she's got to be young because
she could
then
be 19,
she can
20 and young. What are you trying to say?
But then, she's got to have that mentality because she wouldn't be excited and running up ladders and, being,
I can tell you now, as an 18, 19-year-old, after many a drink, I would still be running around.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, but Dodo's not drunk all the time, or is she? Maybe that's what it is. Maybe she's just been drunk the whole time.
I wasn't drunk all the time, thank you very much. Keep digging, Mark, keep digging.
Maybe Dodo was drinking on Wimbledon Common. That's when she got into the police box.
Yeah.
And she's like, wait, what's going on? That's why she's so relaxed about everything.
Maybe. And it's the 60s.
Yeah, and it's the 60s, yeah. And then, the Doctor disappears.
Yeah.
What are you thinking now?
Oh, I was so annoyed when he disappeared. I was so annoyed.
Why?
I don't know, because... One, I know this is a whole series of a lot of missing episodes, so I thought this is just going to be me looking at a lot of still pictures of nothing. I'm just really looking at still pictures of an empty screen.
Okay.
Right, so that's the first thing that I thought. It's a good way of getting rid of his acting for a while.
He's been good, actually.
He's really good in this.
We haven't really talked about the Doctor very much, but
he was really
he's great in this, and it seems equal between him, Dodo, and Stephen. It's an equal. We're back to that, not disappearing off. Stephen gets a lot, splitting them up. It really helped, didn't it?
I thought it was all really.
It was
equal.
A really good equal thing, and he's not had a holiday. He's not. He doesn't seem. He's on good form. He's on good form.
I don't know whether they were like, we have to make this equal because it's her first one, so it all has to be off the.
No, the Doctor's great in this. She's
really good.
And,
but also, I think that shows why it's a strong episode.
Maybe that's why. Yeah,
because it's equal along the board. It feels a strong episode. Like
the Doctor, he didn't have any big sort of, where he stood up against people and had a big speech or anything. But he has that nice, he talks to refusions about peace and he does stand up to the Monoids, but it's not. It's just equal and even throughout. Yeah,
it's just nice.
Yeah,
it's just all nice.
He's good. He's back.
It's just the Doctor about what the Doctor's about, and Stephen what the Stephen's about. The Stephen's about.
Stevie.
Stevie, yeah. I swear he said Stevie.
So when the Doctor's getting in the ship, on the way back he's going to tell Stephen where the bomb is, and he presses the button. And you thought he said, "Oh, let me just call Stevie."
I swear he did.
I don't think he did.
I swear down he did. I swear he did. I swear he said,
Stevie.
I'll just call Stevie. So I went, whoa, hang on, did he just say Stevie? And you went, no. I went, yes, he did. Even later, you said Stevie. So he said Stevie.
So the next episode is called... When it came up, it said the next episode, The Celestial Toy Room.
Oh.
So what are you thinking there?
Oh. I really don't know. I've just accepted that now they're pretty much all going to be in space, apart from there'll be the odd one that's historical. But I don't think there's going to be that many historical. This is where I'm at now. I don't think there's going to be many of our time.
Okay.
I just don't think that will happen. So that what?
No, I was just saying, apart from the massacre last week.
Yeah. That's what I mean. The odd
like
one.
occasional, yeah.
Very occasional. But then before that's the only one we've had all season.
We have been more space this season, yeah.
So I'm on the whole. So I'm going to go with this being space.
Cool.
And a toy room. Did you say? How exciting! There'll be someone who owns lots of different space things, and they enjoy collecting.
Okay. We'll find out. So the next one is partly missing, unfortunately.
Of course. Well, he's missing as well as the Doctor, so...
Yeah. So we've got... it's a 4-episode story.
Okay.
3 are missing, unfortunately.
Okay.
So
as soon as he was missing, in my head, I knew it.
Yeah, so back to the old reconstructions again.
It's okay.
But it's been nice to have a full story to watch this time.
It's been nice to have it with Dodo as well. A nice introduction to have
So
her.
you're excited about Dodo? You're happy to see more of Dodo?
So far, yeah.
Yeah. No, yeah. I think she's great. I think
it's been a really, it was what was needed.
Yeah, I know, I agree. Again, watching it in order, just coming out after all those other ones.
It was just needed.
Yeah. I'm seeing
so...
Dodo differently now because of that.
It was so poor, trudging through mud and down, and just it needed that poor energy and just that spark and fresh. And like I say, she's fine.
Well, we'll see what happens next. You can find us on Twitter and Instagram at 2WatchWho, and we'll see you next time. See you then. Bye.
Bye.
2 Watch Who.
Hey, Doctor Who? What are you talking about?
iPad desktop. It's my iPad desktop. I can't even speak. Let me just cut this out. It's my background on my iPad. Oh, that's not... Can we just do it? No, we can't keep this in. No, hang on.
You're going to keep that whole thing in.
No, we can't keep
hilarious.
that in. No.
Can you just keep that as a cut?
No.
Just cut that and edit that out as something like a cut. That was hilarious.
I just need to say that again now. I'm going to say that whole thing again.